Hi guys, welcome back to another developer diary. So this week I've been working on a group project making a game for a game jam, which I think I told you all about last week, based around a mundane task. So a little over a week later, well, a week later, here we are. It's a game called Garden Rush, and the whole point of the game is to keep 5 plants alive. So rather than just sitting there explaining it, I think it's best to show by playing it. So, the whole point of the game is to try and stop all these plants dying. You do that by running up to them, and you have to sort of just spam space to water them all. So it's just basically like trying to survive until the timer runs out. As you can see, if the bees hit you, they stun you, which can be a pain. Ooh, no. As you can see, it's quite difficult. I feel like that's something we may have to have toned down, but since there's only this one level, it made it easier to make the game more difficult. So then it sort of fit with like the arcade theme more as well. But if I can try and I'm not going to spend the whole thing just trying to win because it is fairly difficult. You have to be able to like avoid the bees. Oh no. I think it might just be best to abandon those two on the left. I mean on the right maybe. Come on. As you can see, the plants have like a visual indicator to show that they're dying with the amount of petals on it. Keep that alive, come on. I might just clear it. Oh, there we go. So, that's effectively the game. So for what I contributed to this was, I'll just, what I contributed to the game is we each had roles and I was the artist, so I did all the art assets you can see here, like the animations and all the sprites and whatnot, and the tile map. So that was quite good, just because I enjoy doing quite a bit of pixel art and making assets. And I added like a post-processing camera effect on the camera, just adds a bit of like a vignette and a bit of blur towards the edges of the screen, as you can see. And I also created if I retry, I created this title screen. I just used the basic grass tile, but then I created this sort of nice looking art for the title. So I thought it looked quite nice. So I just used some assets that I've already made for the game, like some bushes we didn't end up using in the final game, the flower sprites, and some little bees. So I just thought it makes the title screen look more appealing. So I did all the art stuff, and I also did the bees. So one of my group members was working on the stun effect, and the way these bees work effectively is there are 10 points dotted around the map specifically in locations that might be in the way. For example, we just watching this one. It stops right here in the middle. This like choke point. It seems to be stopping like around flowers and whatnot. So basically, there's 10 points in an array that they'll just randomly go between. So there's no way to really predict where they're going. You just have to see where they're going and react, which made the game more hectic. Other than that, I think that's the whole game. So, all in all, first time working in like a bigger group because there was 5 of us working on this. I feel like the game, it works, but I do feel like it could have been better. But saying that, this was our first time all working together, as well as a lot of this first week was just sort of learning how to use learning how to work in a group, having to use stuff to like transfer the Unity project to each other and whatnot. but I feel like I learnt a lot from it. And we're starting another game jam tomorrow, which the theme hasn't been revealed yet. But I'm looking forward to that. I feel like this was a good first start, but it could have been better. And I think that is everything. Other than that, I can link the itch page to the game if you want to download it and just try it. I know it's only small, but if you want to just have a look at the itch page for it, I'll just link it in the description or something. Other than that, I think that is everything. So, all in all, I'm looking forward to next week's, which is a week-long game jam. This one was a 10 days one. And I'm looking forward to it, and I guess you'll see what progress I've made on that next week. So, I think that's everything. On the next project, I'm going to be working on the art assets again, but I'm also going to be doing music and maybe sound effects. Because we're trying to shuffle the roles a bit for each game jam. So the next one, I am still doing the art, but I'm also going to do the music and maybe some sound effects. And maybe the one after that, I might take a design lead role where you could creating a design document and nailing down ideas and whatnot. Because I do feel like I learnt a lot from this week. For example, I feel like one thing we really struggled with, other than just coordination, just because we weren't used to using stuff like GitHub to transfer changes in a Unity file to each other, was I feel like we really suffered a lot from feature creep, being that there was just a lot, having 5 people, there's a lot of suggestions for ideas, but then I feel like we needed to be a bit more focused just on the core gameplay elements. So I feel like that's something I definitely learned. Because feature creep, because also just working on your own or in just maybe 2 of you, there's a lot easier communication. So for example, at one point in this game, someone suggested adding a dog that would come in and start disturbing plants or something. But the problem is we'd say it as a suggestion, but we didn't suggest it as a mechanic. So then all 5 of us would have a different idea of what a dog would be doing, without having a solid idea on mechanic on what it will do. So other than that, I feel like, in summary, game, it turned out alright. I do think it could have been better, but it's first game jam together, there's going to be plenty more, and I'm looking forward to the next one. So other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next week, and peace.